In the dead of night, when the world sleeps, shadows come alive with whispers of the unknown. These are the stories that linger in the dark, tales of fear, mystery, and the unexplainable.
Hey Reddit, I'm old retired deputy sheriff and I don't talk about this much to anyone. Everybody I've ever told just thinks I must have imagined it. But something happened to me back in '83 that still haunts me to this day. I was on routine patrol along a deserted back road in rural New Mexico somewhere around Route 40 near Albuquerque. The radio was dead silent, and the only sounds were the steady hum of my old cruiser and the gentle rustle of juniper trees swaying in the cool desert breeze. I had been on these lonely roads long enough to find a certain peace in the isolation. That peace was shattered in an instant. As I cruised along, my headlights suddenly caught a vague, shifting silhouette right in the middle of the road. At first, I figured it was just a trick of the low light, a stray animal maybe. But something about that shape felt off, like it didn't belong in the natural order of things. I eased off the accelerator, my heart starting to pound a little faster. In that split second before I nearly hit it, everything slowed down. My hands tightened around the steering wheel, and I could literally hear my heartbeat in the silence. The figure, which for a moment looked vaguely human, seemed to pause as if it was aware of its fate. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Then, out of nowhere, the calm night exploded into chaos. There was a blood-curdling screech, a sound so inhuman it felt like it bent my reality. Before my eyes, the vague figure transformed into something out of a nightmare. Its form twisted and rippled, morphing into a grotesque mix of man and beast. The eyes that stared back at me burned with a malevolent, ancient light, and its limbs contorted in ways no creature should. I slammed on the brakes, tires screeching against the gravel, and for a split second, I was frozen in terror. The rearview mirror revealed a face that was disturbingly inhuman, a warped, sneering visage filled with raw, predatory hunger. The creature stepped off the road with an eerie grace, as if it belonged to another, darker realm. The atmosphere around it seemed to warp the very air, turning the darkness into something almost suffocating. I sat there, paralyzed in my cruiser, heart pounding like a drum. Every rational thought was replaced by a raw, primal fear. It felt like time itself had stalled, and all I could do was stare at that abomination as it loomed just outside my window. Then, as mysteriously as it had appeared, the creature melted back into the shadows of the night, leaving me alone on that deserted road. I have not a clue of what that creature was, but it was for sure inhuman. The amount of fear and despair I had experienced was almost otherworldly. I was sure to die of a heart attack or the fear itself would have taken me. Has any of you officers had any moments like this? I appreciate all of you who's letting me vent, thank you. Stay safe out there, folks. Officer D.